6 years ago, a friend handed me 3 small plants, gifts that would root so much joy and abundance in my garden. They were Chinese mugwort, easy to grow. She forgot to mention they'd try to conquer my entire yard. But here's the thing, I'm grateful for the invasion. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to grow Chinese mugwort, or aicao, as it's known in China. You'll learn why this plant spreads like it's on a mission, how to contain it if you want to, or embrace it if you don't, and the 3 different harvests you can get from a single plant each year. I'll also show you the propagation technique that's given me over 50 plants from those original 3. Let's start with what we're growing. Chinese mugwort, scientifically Artemisia argi, is nothing like the showier plants in your garden. The leaves are deeply lobed, green on top, and flip them over, pure silver velvet underneath. They're covered in tiny, soft hairs that hold aromatic oils. It belongs to the daisy family, but you'd never guess it. This isn't just ornamental. In China, it's been used for over 5,000 years as medicine, food, and protection. Those silver leaves become qingming dumplings and rice cakes in spring, herbal baths in summer, feet soaks in winter, and incense anytime you are bothered by mosquitoes or flies outdoors. Aged dried leaves of aicao, known as moxa, are especially valued in Chinese medicine, celebrated in the old saying, 3 years moxa keeps the doctor away. But before you get those benefits, you need to understand how this plant thinks. Here's what Chinese mugwort actually wants. Full sun is best. Mine gets at least 6 hours. In the morning sun, the leaves stay tender longer, perfect for eating. In the afternoon blazing sun, they get tougher but more aromatic, better for incense. The soil isn't fussy. Mine grows in native clay, amended with compost. Slightly alkaline is fine. The key is drainage. It hates wet feet. Water is where people go wrong. The first year, water regularly to establish. After that, even here in Los Angeles County, established plants only get deep watering every 2 weeks in summer, less in spring and fall. Overwatering makes the leaves less aromatic and can cause root rot. Now for the elephant in the room, this plant spreads. Underground, it sends out rhizomes, modified stems that travel horizontally and pop up new plants. One plant can colonize 6 feet in a single season. You have 3 choices. Option 1, grow in containers. Use at least 15 gallons, and it will stay contained while still producing plenty. Option 2, install root barriers 18 inches deep around your planting area. Option 3, give it a dedicated bed and embrace the abundance. I've done all 3. The wild bed gives me enough for fresh use, drying, and sharing with neighbors who are curious to try it. The pot produces the perfect amount for one family's kitchen. There's no wrong choice, just be intentional. Your care routine shifts with the seasons. Spring brings new growth, especially after the winter season, which rains occasionally in our local climate. No extra watering is needed until April or so. I top dress with compost before spring comes and start harvesting tender tips from mid-spring. Summer is production mode. I harvest for baths and start drying for incense. I never fertilize then. It reduces oil concentration. In fall, the growth slows down but still provides a modest harvest for drying, and I cut stems back by half to tidy up. In winter, once stems are fully dry, I cut to ground level. The roots are dormant but alive. In zones 5 through 10, it comes back reliably in spring. Colder? Mulch heavily, or grow in pots you can protect. Propagation is the easiest part. Late winter to early spring, dig up a clump. Each rhizome with a growing tip becomes a new plant. Separate them gently. They pull apart naturally at the joints. Plant immediately, water well, and within 2 weeks, you'll see new growth. You can also take softwood cuttings or grow from seed, but division is so easy, why complicate it? From those original 3 plants, I've given away at least 50 and still have more than I need. Here's your harvest calendar. Early spring, tender shoots for eating before stems get woody. Late spring to early summer, leaves for tea and baths, harvested in the morning when oils are strongest. Midsummer to fall, mature leaves for drying and incense, harvested on dry days after dew evaporates. Best of all, this plant requires almost no pest control. Aphids love it, but they attract ladybugs that protect your whole garden. We've actually discovered that mugwort seems to be a heaven for ladybugs. They happily lay their eggs among aphid-infected leaves. We have often seen many ladybugs on the foliage, and their young, called ladybug larvae, ferociously feed on the aphids. Other than that, mugwort is disease-resistant, animals don't bother it, and once established, it's practically immortal. If you want one plant that gives you food, medicine, and natural pest control, yet asks for almost no care after the first year, this is it. Start with 3 plants, and in 2 years, you'll be the friend giving them away. If you'd like to hear how this plant became part of festivals, medicine, and migration stories, please come back for my cultural story video next week. Until next time, happy gardening.